Again, hello, welcome to Hatty Waiver Wire Guru, going into week 16. So, most of you should be either in your finals or a round or two away from your finals because we're closing the gap and the season's about done. But there's still players that you need to consider for injuries, dynasty leagues, all those things. QBs, running backs, wide receivers, tight ends. I'm going to tell you who to grab, who to watch, who to spot start, and I'm going to roll right through this. So, for quarterbacks, I want you to watch Jake Locker. Definitely for a dynasty perspective. I mean, he looks okay, a little dusty, rusty, but he's putting up numbers, but definitely someone I'm watching. I'm not running out there and grabbing him, but I'm watching him. Next spot starter, Kyle Orton. Looked good. Obviously, they beat Green Bay, and they looked just a little more charged up with Orton. Orton was fired up. I like that. I think he's a very nice grab right now, even in dynasty leagues. Spot starter if you're hurting two QB leagues, so that's a very interesting pickup. Next, we'll move on to running backs. A lot of running backs to watch. That's it, okay, a bunch to watch. You can watch Tashard Choice. He's there with C.J. Spiller. If C.J. Spiller were to be injured, Tashard Choice would fill that gap in there. He's getting some catches, so PPR leagues, keep an eye on him. I'm not rushing out to grab him, but I am watching him for sure. Next, I talked about him last week, Kahlil Bell. He put up those numbers, got you those points. He's still out there on a lot of waiver wires. Not many people went out and grabbed him off my recommendation, but I still recommend him. Next is Lance Ball. Somewhere to happen to Willis McGahee. Ball has that explosiveness. Obviously, Denver likes to run the ball, so Lance Ball is someone to watch. And then finally, you can also use him if you need him, as Chris Ivory. As long as Ingram's out, Ivory's getting the nod. He's getting some work. He's on a nice offensive team that stays on the field a lot, gives him opportunity to score, so Ivory's someone to really consider. Wide receiver, grab. I've talked about him like every week. Demaryius Thomas, you know how I feel about him. I talked about this guy last year. You guys know that I've had my eye on Demaryius Thomas. He's finally healthy, producing, and it's happening. So grab Demaryius Thomas. You've heard it here many times. Watch, talked about him before. Andre Roberts in Arizona found the end zone. I talked about him last week as well. Again, he can be productive. Next, Jerome Simpson. I don't think A.J. Green's going to miss time, but I'm watching Jerome Simpson because if A.J. Green misses time, Simpson, his production picks up. So there you go. Next, you can watch Randall Cobb. It was interesting to see Green Bay using Randall Cobb a lot. Obviously, with Jennings out, Cobb is interesting, okay? So I'm definitely watching very closely what's going on with Cobb. Next is David Nelson. Great PPR acquisition. He's getting a lot of work, so David Nelson can be someone you look towards. Spot starter, Darius Hayward-Bay. Any Oakland wide receivers are boom or bust, okay? But Hayward-Bay, when healthy, is a nice, pretty safe start. But Oakland wide receivers are boom or bust. So if you spot start him, know he could do nothing, but also know he can blow it up and give you some great points. Tight end, I've got to grab. I've talked about him so many times, guys. Brent Celek, I recommended him last week. He blew up. It's going to continue to happen with Michael Vick. I've already told you this. Next, watch Todd Heap. A healthy Todd Heap. It's a dangerous Todd Heap for PPR leagues. So Todd Heap, someone you can watch, and if you're in dire straits or your tight end's not producing, Todd Heap is a gamble pick, but you could use him next week. And then finally, your spot starter, I talked about him so much, you guys are probably tired of it. Jared Cook, finally getting those looks. He does get looks. I mean, the dude gets like 3 to 4 catches. He had a great week this week with like 9 or 10 catches. Don't expect that every week. Always expect about 4 to 5 catches with touchdown potential from Jared Cook. That's it. If you have questions, go to facebook.com/HattyWaiverWireGuru, and I will answer your questions. Put them on the wall. Go to HattyWaiverWireGuru.com. You can join Google Plus there. You can see rankings that I have there for you weekly. I'm planning on doing playoff rankings, but the site is always getting articles, deep sleepers, links, everything you need from a fantasy football website. You can find it at HattyWaiverWireGuru.com. Good luck in your playoffs. Hope you're doing well. Kick some butt, win some trophies, and then, post about it. So there you go. Good luck.